Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys can see my screen and hear my voice. Okay, if there's any problem, you can just chat through the chat box there. All right, so I will get started. Welcome to ACAD Systems free online lesson. For today's topic, we'll be talking about bringing 3ds Max model into Revit, specifically Revit RFA. Okay, 3ds Max, the file extension will be .max, and then we want to bring it to Revit as .rfa. So Revit has been very popular for construction. Architecture will mainly use Revit. So increasingly, interior designers will also want to have their final outputs in Revit, because the strength of Revit is to generate the final output in terms of drawings. So, but there is a certain limitation in Revit where if you were to model uh, an object which is very abstract or nicely curved, Revit has a little bit of limitation. So that's why a lot of furniture designers, for example, they would use softwares like 3ds Max to create the model. Okay, so because of this difference, using this technique, we want to bridge from 3ds Max to Revit, right? And I will show you some tips and tricks to the best practice to bring in the 3ds Max model to Revit. Okay, without further ado, I will open up 3ds Max. Okay, so here I have model a chair. It's a simple chair in 3ds Max. But this kind of model would be very hard to achieve, model in Revit itself. Okay. So one of the first thing I would do is, if you model this thing not at the center, not exactly at the center, so you can check out if it's centered. Okay, I open up all 4 viewports. You can see these are centered. Okay, the top view is also centered. So for example, on the perspective, you can also see this grid. This means this is the origin. So for example, if you model it a little bit away from the origin, what you can do is you just select your object. Okay, make sure move it on. And then from the bottom here, from the bottom, okay, select the object. Okay, you should be able to put in 0, 0, and 0 here. Okay, but I have done this before. So right now I should just control that. Okay, so you just select your object, make sure move is on, and from the coordinates x, y, and z, you just bring it back to 0. Okay, but I've done this previously, so I just check it out from all this viewport. If you need to bring it up, for example, you just use the z in the z direction. Okay, nothing much in 3ds Max. 3ds Max is where you will do the modeling. Okay, will not go through the modeling process. Okay, so I want to initiate the exporting. So I'll go to File. From our ribbon here, we go to File, and then we go to Export. Okay, and then Export again. Click on it. So you can specify where you want to save the file. Okay, so I'll just name it as Chair2. Obviously, I've tested this out previously. I name it as Chair2. Then I would save it as DWG. Okay, if you look at the list here, you have multiple options. Okay, but the one that I'm used to will be either DWG or DXF. Okay, so I will choose DWG and then save. Okay, here you can just straight away click OK. So it will export. Then you have to open up AutoCAD. Okay, I will open up my AutoCAD and then just browse that file. Click on open. Just now it was saved on desktop. So I go to particular file and click open. Okay. So here I can see the chair exported in AutoCAD. In AutoCAD, what we need to do is we need to create layers. So if I look at the layers right now, we have the 0 is the default layer, and we have another layer that was created automatically. So we have to create layers. I will create 2 layers just to separate the legs and the seating. Okay, if your object has more parts, then you will create more. You will create more layers. Okay, so we have a question here: how big is the file size? Okay, you can check that out. Yeah. So the DWG file is about 1000 plus KB, so not that big, I would say. So I will show you later how we can control the size of the file from 3ds Max, because what I'm showing you now is quite a simple object. Okay, but I can show you an example of a more complex model and how to basically bring down the faces, so it will in turn lower the file size as well. Okay, so as I'm saying in AutoCAD, go on layer properties. Okay, we create 2 layers. Okay, I can rename the layer as seat and also leg. And I'll just assign a color so I can see it clearly. Okay, just assign different colors. Select this object from the layers, assign it here, select object and assign to leg. Okay, so now it's still not reflecting the colors. So what I need to do is select everything and at the color settings here, set it to use by layer. So now it's using the layer color. Currently I'm in 2D wireframe mode. I can change it to shaded to see it more clearly. Okay, and then from here, we will save this file. Go to the application button, save as. Okay, I will save it in another file. Okay, name as K2. Save. All right. So now, after we create those layers, then we go to Revit. So in Revit, we want to open up a new file. We will use family file. So from your page, go to families and then click on open. Sorry, click on new. Okay, when you create families, you always need to start with a template. So you will look for generic model template and click open. Okay. So sometimes I acknowledge actually sometimes when you export from 3ds Max to Revit, there will be times where it will some parts of the model will suddenly disappear. Okay, and I find it usually it's because of the complexity of the model. Okay, but if I ran into that issue, what I will do is from 3ds Max, I have this model and I will export it part by part. Okay, that is another way of doing it. But I believe simple objects like this, we can just export it as a whole. But sometimes I do encounter issues where some parts of the model will be missing. So what I will do is I have the whole thing. I will, let's say, delete the legs first and export this object first. Okay, and then just go through the process. And then I will repeat from here, is the leg, and repeat the process. Okay, so that is another way. Okay, going back to Revit, I will insert the imported file. So I go to insert, sorry, from the ribbon, I'll go to insert and then import that. Okay, just now I save it on in this folder and then this file. Okay, these are all of the import units will be millimeter. I just click open. Okay, so this will load for a while, depending on how big is your model. Okay, so let's give it some time. Usually throughout my test, it will not take more than a minute, but perhaps because we're doing this live, I should have turned down the resolution of the model, but I'll go back to that later. Let's just give it a bit more time. Okay, this is taking a while. Okay, while waiting, let's just go back to, okay, we have a question here. Is the chair after convert to AutoCAD just like skeleton on the outer surface? Yes, I would say it would be definitely how you model it in 3ds Max. It will be exactly like that because okay, now it's done here, but here in 3ds Max, the way I model it, if I go to wireframe, It's like this. Basically, it's the surface of that object. Okay. And this is how exactly I have it in AutoCAD as well. Okay. So I was saying you can actually reduce the number of uh, polygons or vertices that they have. So if I turn on the wireframe, you can see this air is actually made up of these small polygons, they call it. Maybe I can turn on the default shading and then just press F4. So you can see the surface is actually made up of these small faces. Okay, so we have quite a lot of faces here. So if you want to reduce, we can use a modifier. Okay, you go to your, select the object first, you go to the modifier, and then you can add multi-res modifier. Okay, just search for multi-res. Okay, and then you click generate. Okay, okay. After you click generate, right now the resolution, the percentage is 100%, which is the original. So if I lower this percentage, you can start to see that it's trying to simplify the object. Okay. So as I reduce the percentage, we have less faces on this object. So it simplifies this object. But you can try and take a look on the effect of your model, because if you go overboard, it will simplify your object. You will have more rough edges like this. See, now becomes rough edges. Okay, so you just try to get to a number where maybe your object is not too compromised. Okay, but simplified but not too compromised. Okay, so you can use multi-res, or another modifier that I also use is Pro Optimizer. Okay, so just search on the modifier list, Pro Optimizer, and then click calculate. And then about the same thing, you just bring down the vertex percentage, the vertex count. So you see it simplifies this object. Okay, so you try to play around and get to the number that you are comfortable with. Preferably all the screw and nuts inside the model will be removed by AutoCAD. Okay, so if you have, basically we have a question here that saying that your object includes maybe screw and nuts, and you want to remove it in AutoCAD. Yeah, that can be done. So once you export it into AutoCAD, just select the object and remove it. That will simplify your object. Okay, now I go back to my Revit here. Let's just look at from the 3D view. Okay, so in Revit, I would like to attempt to assign the material. Okay, this is quite tricky as well, but I find this is the best way to do it. So I will go to manage first, and then I go to material. So here I will just create a new material. Okay, create new material, and then I can rename it. I rename it as seat, and also another one will be legs. Create two new material. Okay, I don't have to play around with their graphics and appearance. Just create a new material and just rename it. Okay, and then I can click OK. And then I will go to object style. So it opens up this object style window. Then I go to imported object. Then I can see the layers that we created in AutoCAD, right? And it has material here. So for the legs, click on it and then change it to the material that I created. Just assign them. And for the seat, change it to seat. Click OK. Okay. And then I'll go to create and family types. Here I will create new parameters, the material. In project later, we can assign the material. I'm not going to do the material assigning in the family itself, but I would like to have the control in the project environment. Okay, so I click on new parameter. It's a family parameter, the name. Let's again do fit. Discipline will be common, data type. I will change it to material and click on OK. Leave it to type. You can also do instance if you like. And here is the leg. Same thing, I'm just repeating, but different name. Here will be material. Okay, type. Okay. So here again, for the value, I will again assign the material that we have created. Sorry, this one should be leg. Okay, we're done in the family. So I will open up my project. So I'll go to new project. So if you have, maybe if you're doing furnitures and you already have your building model, you open up that building model. But here I'm just showing you a new file. I'm opening up a new file. Okay, so here I have opened up the project, going back to the family, and I just click on load into project. Okay, so it brings that family into the project file. So I just place it on the center, and I can change to a 3D view and take a look at my model here. Okay, so I'll try to assign the material. So I will go to select the object, edit type. Okay. So here for the legs, you can click here, and then I will find wood, any type of wood. You can also search from up here. Just type in what you would like to see, like wood. So they have multiple options for wood material. I'll choose this pine. Then for the seat, maybe I'll go with leather, for example. Okay, the leather is below down here. Okay, we have this one, leather weathered. If you have the materials at the bottom part, this is basically it's in your library, it's not yet in the project. So you can click add material to document first. Then only you can select and click OK. Okay, then I will change it to realistic. Oops, it hasn't changed. Yeah, I don't see the material. Suppose if you change to realistic, you should be able to see the material uh, colors that you assign. Another thing is you have to go to the graphic display option, and then you just turn off this show edges. Okay, so in that way, you will not see the edges like all the time. Okay, so there's something wrong with the material here. Just try again. So I have it assigned here. Perhaps I will go back to the family. Into the family and type. Let's see if I can directly enter the material here. Like search leather, bring it up. Okay, and this is the left line. Okay, I'm just signing material. Just now I was doing it in the uh, project environment. Now we'll do it from the family. Okay, load into project and then override. No, edit type. Now I'm trying to do it from object styles. Just use any material here. Yeah, that's the thing with exporting objects from different software. Sometimes you have to try and error. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes this method doesn't work, so you have to try different methods. Okay, so apparently for this file, I go to manage, then object styles, and then go to the imported objects and change it from the layers that we have created just now. Okay, I would like, actually, initially, I would like to have control using parameters. Apparently, it doesn't work, and I resort to assigning the material through the objects file. Okay, so sometimes these kind of things happen, and you just need to try and error which method suits the best for you. Okay, so after doing that, I can see that the materials are applied to the object. And another thing that I would usually do is our furnitures, we can set the visibility. Mm, hold on. Yeah, you can just go to graphic display options. Is right now it's showing as wireframe. You change it to faded, for example, or realistic. You can turn off this show edges, so you will not see it, see the edges lah. Because in 3ds Max, basically your objects are all made up of these small faces, and because of that, it will show the edges even in Revit. Okay, but to simplify it, go to the graphic display option and turn off the edges. Okay, so I think that will be all for this session. Do you have any question you would like to ask? Okay, maybe while waiting for your question, I would like to bring you to our website, systems.com. Okay, from here, if you are interested to know about the software pricing, you can also check out from the products here. Okay, we have all the products listed on our website. Okay, and then if you like to know about our trainings, okay, you can go to the training tab, train me, and check out the course syllabus. Okay, or you can also check out our calendar. Just scroll down from the home page. Okay, but to get the latest update on the schedule, you can just contact us. You can also contact us from the live chat. Okay, you can just click on this icon. So our agents will address to any of your questions. Okay. And then this part, we have our free online courses or free online lessons. So like why is this? Today is our 3ds Max to Revit model. And if you like to join the other topics as well, you can just simply click on it and just click on RSVP going. So you will receive an email invitation to join in the live session. And we also have our YouTube channel. If you scroll down, you can also find us in YouTube. You can click on it. Okay, so throughout during this FOL, we will upload all the videos into our YouTube channel. Okay, and then we have an extensive library of on various topics and various softwares up to today. So you can check out the topics that you would like. Okay, and maybe give it a subscribe in our YouTube channel. Okay, so if no question, and I think that will be it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you next time. Okay, thank you very much.